YouTube today, bringing you guys an instant reaction from the 24-15 defeat that the Philadelphia Eagles went through on Friday afternoon post Thanksgiving. I'm Colby Marshall here with Chuck and my father, who just joined the stage on our first YouTube live, fellas, which is pretty exciting, but not too excited to talk about this Eagles game that we had to watch. I know you caught the second half, Chuck. Me and my dad watched the entire game. And, just from the jump, same old Eagles, same old offensive struggles led by Kevin Petullo's play calling, you want to call the running game not getting going with Saquon. Jalen Hurts didn't play his best game. We're going to talk about that Devontae Smith miss and a lot else happening on that play as well, but just didn't do enough to get the offense flowing in that first half. And the Bears came out and gashed us on the ground. They had 281 yards in total on the ground today. And DeAndre Swift, it was a homecoming for him, playing in his hometown city and against his former team, just went crazy, over 100 yards. Kyle Monangai also had over 100 yards on the ground, and we just couldn't stop the run all game long. But the defense, they held their own. They bended but didn't break in a lot of instances, and gave the offense a number of chances to put up points, and the offense just didn't answer the bell, which has been the theme of this season. So, fellas, let's dive right into it. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Is this game, because we talked about Kevin Petullo and should he keep his job, and I said that on the last podcast, if they throw up a dud on Friday, he should get fired, and I'm sticking with that. I think they got to move on. If they want to make a serious run in the playoffs this year, it's not going to be with him as the offensive coordinator. And this game proved that.
Sure, you want to take that?
No, I mean, what do you need me to say that I haven't said already?
That's true.
I asked you guys earlier on our chat if am I the only one who wants to see the offense struggle so we can finally fire this guy? And I meant it. Like I don't want to see him anymore. I don't need to see him anymore. I didn't need to see him after week 2 to know how this was going to end up. And I can't understand for the life of me how the team didn't see how this would end up after 2023 happened. So there's nothing much I need to say except that I was right.
And it's tough because you say it all the time, Dad, but you don't like to see anybody lose their job. And this honestly was a game that wasn't all on Kevin Petullo. Like, we saw a lot of things from the offense from a player's point of view. Jalen Hurts missing throws. He had Dallas Goedert wide open on that team.
He played horrible. He played horrible to me. Yep, you're right.
AJ was a standout performer. He played really well. Outside of the penalty that he drew in the first quarter, he balled out. He did everything that he could do to help it. But the offense, players didn't do enough. Jalen Hurts was not good today. And not all of that falls on Kevin Petullo. But when you put your, team in a position like he has as offensive coordinator to not build up momentum, to not have success in weeks past, you find yourself in games like this where you can't overcome your quarterback having an off day. So, yeah, this game wasn't all on him, but a lot of it is because of him.
Yeah, Troy, you mentioned 2023, and we've been kind of we've all pushed back on, hey, this is not 2023 because it was the defense in 2023 versus the offense. But that offense was I think top 7, and we were still complaining about it back then. I would love to have the offense right now, but it's the vibes that feel the same as 2023. It's not just how they're playing or what side of the ball is not playing well. It's just the whole vibes remind me of that entire season. And all of my friends are like, you know what? Why are you complaining about the Eagles? They're 8-3 or 8-4 down there. Why are you complaining? Because it wasn't sustainable. The way they were playing wasn't sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a perfect example of this offense. And now the defense after today, I don't think the defense played that great. But you know what? They deserve a bad day occasionally. Why can't the offense carry them? But this is an example of why, like, the way they were playing offensively is not sustainable. You have a team that comes in that's hungry, who thrives off other people's mistakes. Because overall, talent-wise, they're not that great, but they thrive off other teams' mistake on when they're on defense. And then they have an offensive coordinator who's basically a mastermind who kind of picked like the Eagles apart. But I thought the defense,
Yeah.
you know what, they deserve not to, you know, they have a bad game occasionally. The offense needs to kind of carry them, and they just couldn't. Again, holding that team to 24 points, I think, is impressive. Just like you did Dallas, you held them to 24 points. You know, you fumbled the ball in your own deep in your own territory. You know, and they, you know, what is the team supposed to do? So I don't know. It just feels like 2023. It's not maybe not the same blueprint, but it is the same type of vibes as 2020.
I think one of the things that also annoys me is they were showing Jalen Hurts, first of all, a lot during this game. I don't know if you noticed that, Chuck, watching the second half, but even when the Bears have the ball after every play, they'd cut to him. It felt like almost every single time. But what I notice is he's never talking to Batula on the sideline. Like after 3-and-out, after the offense comes off the field, he just goes and sits down and isn't trying to figure things out with anybody on the offense, isn't trying to figure things out with Kevin Batula. And I know he's a guy that keeps to himself and he's more of a lead by example type of player, but when you're not playing well and you're not playing up to your standard, and I feel like that's just it's a bad look when you're just going there and sitting down by yourself, and it just makes me question the relationship that they have and the trust that they have in each other, right? If like Batula could also go up to him and try to strike up. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just not showing it on camera. But
I've never seen it. That's a good point.
All year.
I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times where they're huddled up, and it's mostly right after he gets off the field. Where I see him, Tulo, or maybe another coach having a conversation, but it doesn't happen often. To your point, son. I think that's just who Jalen is. It's who he was last year when they were winning. It's who he was the year prior when they were, when they fell apart. It is a bad look. I don't know if him getting up on the sidelines is really going to make him a better, and trying to rile up the troops is going to make him a better leader, because I don't know if that's not his personality. I don't know how much the other team is going to believe in that. You could be right. Maybe if he does it, the team may respond. But like at this point in time, he is who he is. The team realizes who he is. Like they're probably gonna looking at him like, dude, sit down. You don't say anything else when things are going good. Don't say anything right now. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to get killed for this, but did you see Dak like yesterday, like firing up his team? And I know that's his personality. True to your point, that's what he does. But it's it's not only getting the teammates hyped up, but it's getting their fan base kind of riled up. Like it's kind of good to see your quarterback like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Jalen's got Super Bowl. I'm not like I can't like it's hard to compare. Dak puts up better numbers. He's more emotional, but Jalen has the wins and Jalen has the Super Bowl.
Right.
He's been to multiple Super Bowls and he has a Super Bowl. So there's really no one way to kind of lead, I guess. But I think to kind of what Kobe's saying has some truth to it, because you can't like continue doing like what they're doing and expecting like better results. I think any little thing, you're right. People may, if he starts to do something that's out of his character, people may think he's kind of phony. But some people may say, what? He's trying to be a leader. So I guess we might be grasping at straws right now, and I don't know what to do with this offense.
Yeah,
that's where I know you were off when I mentioned this, but the defense had a bad game, but they deserve to have a bad game. Why can't they like win a game?
Correct. Right.
31-24. Why can't they
listen?
Why can't they do that?
And you say the defense had a bad game. I don't know if they had a bad game, more so than they're just on the field so much Time of possession was what? Do you have the stats up there? What was the
It
time of
was
possession?
I don't
All
have it.
right, when
it was
Chicago has the ball,
39
uh-huh.
minutes to 20 minutes.
So
Mm,
when Chicago has the ball in that first possession, they don't score, but they probably took at least 6 or 7 minutes off the clock. The
mm,
Eagles get the ball back and they take a minute and change. When the Eagles get the ball in the beginning of the second half, they took exactly 59 seconds
mm.
off the clock before they had to punt it. Right? Like
Yeah,
they do not give the defense any chance to rest. Right? So eventually the defense is going to break down because guess what? They're getting tired. It's the same thing that happened in the Dallas game, right? You can't keep giving
yeah, I agree with you. You can't like,
a chance to bite the apple, right? Like you constantly, excuse me, I'm sorry. Our offense is giving the ball back to Dallas consistently, right?
correct.
You can't continue to do that. So you did that for 2 games in a row. Eventually, they're going to break down. They're going to
Yeah,
break
you can
down.
all
And give
you can
credit
say
to Chicago. Give credit to Chicago because they played an unbelievable game, and it was similar to when we came off the loss to the Broncos on a short week and played the Giants. The
mm,
Giants were ready to play the Eagles. Chicago was ready to play the Eagles. We were just ready to
hmm
play. We just like, okay, it's another game on our schedule. I guess we have to play it. It
sure,
was
you
just
can
a
even go.
totally different mindset between the two teams.
Sure, I think you can go
Go
further
ahead.
back than even like the last two games. I think you can go back to the Green Bay game and the Detroit game where I don't know. I'm not putting this. The defense had a bad game, but I'm not putting this loss on the defense yet. I'm not doing it. They've been working their butts off
No,
all
not at
year,
all. Not at all.
and
Correct.
the offense has not helped them. Give me. I can't think of one game where the offense has like carried the team to a victory. Not only that, not only that, but the team seems to be getting worse. Like again, 2023 vibes. They're like the same mistakes they were making in September. They're making. They're getting worse. Like these penalties are like driving me bananas. So I don't know. It's a indictment on
Sirianni.
Sirianni, and I'm curious. I wish you're gonna be in those meetings. I forgot that him and Jeffrey Lurie like meet after every game. I forgot that it was happening. I was reminded of it today. I would love to be in those little a fly on the wall and see what they have to.
What do you think about Sirianni's decision to go for go for two after they scored a
Once
touchdown?
I was with it. I'm not gonna lie. I
Why?
mean, I think he was showing confidence in the defense to hold them, get and get the ball back and drive down the field, which they haven't done all year. If they got the ball back, so I didn't mind it. And again,
But
maybe
what to what end? But to what end? Like what was the end game for that?
s-
Right? Because again, if you miss it, like if you miss the game is essentially over.
yeah, it's still
Right?
two possessions.
Now
So
you're still
you're
in a two
saying
possession game,
you
and
would
you
have just
haven't
kicked the
stopped
field.
them all game.
So you would have kicked the extra point, made it an 8 point game, and then hopefully you stop them and you go for the try to get a touchdown and then a 2 point conversion. So say wait for the last possession, your last possession to get a 2 point conversion. So I don't know what's next for the Eagles when it comes to what they need to do to right the ship. When I looked at this stretch, I really thought they had a easy, not somewhat easy road to the end of the season. Next game's against the Chargers. Then they have the Raiders. Then they have Commanders. Then they have the Bills. Then they have the Commanders again. It felt like an easy road to like winning the division. Now I don't
Hmm.
even know if that's going to happen. So
Remember
I don't
you
know how they're going to right the ship. If firing the offensive coordinators, maybe that's the answer, but I don't know who's in the building that could
at this point it
call
doesn't even matter.
plays.
It doesn't even matter at this. Just you just
So
got to take the playbook away from him. Whoever's next in line, give that guy a chance to call plays, or Sirianni
yeah,
call plays. But like You just have to take him off that position right now.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't fire him. Maybe you say, you know what, we're going to take it away for a couple of weeks and see how it goes.
Well, I don't think
Right?
you can go
Sit
back to him.
back. Okay, well then you don't go back to him.
Yeah, I don't think you can take it and be like, okay, we just want to the next 3 weeks we're gonna have someone call plays and we'll give you in like the last couple of weeks of the season.
Well,
I
here's
don't
the
think that.
thing. That basically look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. He took the play
Mhm.
calling away. They had a great offensive game, and in the last two games, not so much, right?
Yeah,
So maybe he can give it back to him and be like, all right, listen, I tried it. We still have some things to work out here. I'll give it back to you. You could get back in there, see if you can help out this offense. It can happen. It can
yeah.
happen if the guy is willing. He's a rookie. If he isn't willing to learn and take constructive criticism, then he probably shouldn't be a coach anyway.
So they got the Chargers next week.
Yeah, they're gonna
Then
lose.
they got the Raiders.
Uh-huh.
Then they got
They'll
the
win that one.
Commanders. Then they got the Bills.
They'll win
I
that
think
one.
they'll.
They'll lose the Bills and they'll beat the
Well,
Commanders too.
listen, I think one of the only silver linings we can take from this game, like I said, is the fact that AJ got going, and they've shown over the past 2 weeks that they can get him the ball in a Kevin Petula offense consistently and effectively. That's a positive going forward, because if somehow they do get the ground game going, which wasn't good today, that's going to continue to open up AJ and Devontae, and that can get the offense going. I think it really just comes down to running the ball and getting that part of the offense going, because they weren't good at that today. And a lot of their drive stalled because we were seeing the same runs out of pistol up the middle on those inside zone plays that didn't get any yards, and just putting themselves in a hole early on in drives is
And
what
and this
set
was a
them back.
game and this was a game that Saquon should have killed because
Mhm.
Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't play with any of the starting linebackers. This
I think
this
they have the.
this
I think
game had
they have
Saquon's
the.
name all over it, and
I
he
think they have
Yeah,
the
still couldn't
30th
do
ranked
anything.
and
defense in the league.
Who?
yeah.
Chicago?
Yeah, I know they had some injuries, but their defense is trash. Well, it
Not
was. I
not
mean, you didn't
today.
make them look like not today.
Well, I think we both said it, Dad, out of the gate. Saquon looked good on like a couple of his first runs where he got like 5 or 6 yards, but then we just
Yep.
didn't see those happen consistently. We would see the O line get blown up on a
They
inside zone pistol run
so
time after
like
time.
the first play of the game, they run Saquon, he gets 5 yards. They line up um with no one in the backfield, and that's when AJ gets a false start. And what they went three and out, I think, something like
They
that.
didn't. Yeah, they
Did they?
no they AJ caught up, so
Oh,
they
they got a
got the
first down.
penalty.
They got a
They
first
got
down. They they got a first down. So after they get the first down, they run Saquon again, and he gets another five
gets
yards. And they run the same exact no one in the backfield play. And I'm saying to myself, what are they doing? They're just showing the defense exactly how they're going to play this game, right? Like Chicago's offense kept our defense guessing all game long. And Chuck, to your point in previous weeks, other teams know exactly what we're going to do. We don't attack any of their weaknesses. It's easy. It is so easy to play against the Philadelphia Eagles on both sides of the ball. Well, more so on, when we're on offense. But it's just, and I'll be honest with you, I think
and it was
I
so
think Chicago just showed everybody else, gave everybody a blueprint on the Eagles defense. But
Yeah,
just run the ball down their throats. Just run it down
that's
their throats. They can't stop it.
that's a good point. Yeah,
I, I, I don't know. Like we're going forward, like to me, it's turning into they're imploding. It's turning in. I mean, Jake Elliott missing, the extra
oh
points,
yeah,
the field goals. Like they're imploding again. And this is the second time that it's happened when you hire rookie coordinator. They're imploding.
yeah.
I think it
It's
all comes back to him. If you had a seasoned offensive coordinator from the jump that knew exactly what he wanted to do with Hurts, Barkley, AJ, Devontae, and the offensive line. I don't even if the offensive line was not playing as well as they were last year. If you had a coordinator that knew exactly what he wanted to do with this offense, they would just be so further along than they are at this point.
I just
Their
I
their
agree, Troy.
offense is right.
I'm not
Go
pushing
ahead.
back on you at all.
Hmm.
It just I think I just think Sirianni is a bigger part of this than
I
we like give him. We don't give him credit enough for like what's happening.
Yeah, listen,
Everyone,
his decision making in the past 5 games, he's had some questionable calls, very questionable calls in each of the last 5 games for me.
let me ask you guys a
But
question
I
though.
think, I think that is alleviated when you have two veteran coordinators that can cover up a lot of decisions that he doesn't have to make. Right? When you have coordinators that know what they're doing and the offense and defense that knows what they're doing, there's a lot of decisions that he doesn't have to make, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. And he's having to
Let me
make
ask you.
these decisions now because of the way his offense looks.
Let me ask you guys this:
Hmm.
how much grace do you give after winning a Super Bowl last year, or do you look at this as a missed opportunity to like
I,
repeat?
I look at this as a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
This is a missed opportunity.
I
It's
do
not
too.
often you get a chance to repeat. Um, so I think you should take it serious. I don't think they took it serious from the jump with the amount of people that they let go, who they let go. I mean,
Hmm.
the CJ Gardner Johnson is on the other team, on the other end of the field, and he's making
Hmm.
plays
Eagles
for
could have
his
picked him
team.
up too. They when
He's
he got
making
cut.
plays for them.
Yeah,
He
Eagles.
can't make plays for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. The reason I coming into the season, I really thought, well, they can't really do any wrong. If they don't win it, they don't win it. But if you look around the NFL, like all the preseason and preseason Super Bowl favorite, so the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, um, the Lions. You can even throw Green Bay kind of in that mix a little bit. Uh, the Rams are playing well. I'll give them that. But besides the Rams, like there's no clear
There's no team.
cut
Nope.
leader. Like
Mm-mm.
if there were like a couple teams, let's say Detroit was just killing it, and Eagles would had an off season. I'm like, you know what? It's just Detroit's year or whatever. Or if the Bills were like, they were like 9-1 or 10-1, whatever. I thought it's their year, but there's no clear cut great team out there.
That's right.
So it is like an opportunity they're going to miss
Hmm.
because they have talent on that team.
They have the
Going
most
into the
talent.
season,
They have the
they
most
the
talent
only
in the
person they
league
no,
going
I'm
into
sorry,
Makai Becton.
no,
Becton.
Mikael Becton, yeah. So that's the only person that they lost.
But
They had 10
it's
starters back
obvious.
on offense.
It's obvious that he may have been the one person that you could not lose on this offense, and they let him
Yeah,
go.
probably.
Because
Was he like the
listen,
key to
Tyler,
the running game? I guess he
he
was.
had he. I guess he was. Listen, it's a big
I
man.
guess
It's a
he
big man
was.
that can move, right? Like
I guess he was.
you can't. You can't really replace that. It's a big man who can move. He knew what he was doing. He was comfortable in the offense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Although I will
But
say
yeah,
he's not. They don't love him too much in LA. I believe that
I,
he's on the Chargers.
but Kobe, correct. And you know what? He wasn't getting a lot of love. He came from the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't getting a lot of love in the Jets. This could have, I mean, listen, it could have been the best situation that he was ever in Philadelphia, and he loved it, didn't want to go. He goes to some other place and he just doesn't perform the same way, right? This is probably the perfect spot for him for whatever reason, mentally, emotionally, physically. This was probably the perfect spot. I remember him on the Super Bowl field after the game was over, and he's
yeah,
literally crying, like
yeah,
tears are just streaming down his face.
yeah. Giant man just crying.
Like
That was
it's
awesome.
probably the perfect spot for him. I don't know,
Troy, on that
but
note though,
the team felt otherwise. They didn't want to pay him. I don't know. You know, it's I, listen, Jeff Lurie, he's going to have to answer for a lot of this stuff too because I think he didn't want to pay. And listen, I know Chuck contracts are coming up. He's going to have to pay some other guys some big money. You could have stretched it out for one more year. You could have stretched it out for one more year, in my opinion.
yeah, maybe. But
But
you're probably right. But they have
it
talent,
looks like
Troy.
he didn't want to do it, and
It is
that's on
talent on the
Laurie.
team.
So on Laurie's
There's
on Howie Roseman because he didn't replace the guys properly that really needed to be replaced in the
but
CJ and
Troy. But
Becton.
do you think talent is the problem?
Do I think what?
Talent is the problem. Like you're right. Maybe they could have stretched it out for another year, but I don't think it's the talent. I think they have enough talent to win.
I think it's come down to the offensive line not being fully healthy
All I'm saying, I
all
guess
year long.
they didn't prioritize the right talent. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
if that
that's
makes
well.
sense,
So
I think that
just
right?
getting back to the
Right?
offensive line, what you were talking about, Troy. We
I
can
don't
all
know.
agree. We can all agree that Jeff
I don't know.
Stoutland is a good coach, right? Can we agree with that?
I would say that he is.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He's also the run game
Mm-hmm.
coordinator as well. So he's proved over the years
Mm-hmm.
that he could coach he could coach a good offensive line, a great offensive line. He can coach a very good running game. So you can take like him as a variable you can take out of this equation. To me, it is just going back to what we've been saying like for half the year. It's the play calling because you have a coach that's proven that he can coach an offensive line, he can coach a running game, but the offense, for whatever the reason, is not performing well in those areas.
I think to me, just from watching the team, they're not winning in the trenches offensively. Like they're just not winning. They're getting blown up at the line of scrimmage time after time. And I don't, you could point to Fred Johnson, maybe Tyler Steen, guys that haven't had a whole bunch of first team reps.
Yeah.
But as a
You guys
whole
still
on that
there?
offensive line, when it comes to the running game, especially, they're just not doing
Hello?
what needs to be done.
So a couple podcasts ago, you had mentioned, I think you almost led off with the whole, hey, I think we should get Bixby a little bit more carries. He's a little bit more productive than Saquon. And I was like, as you were talking, I was like, this guy, he is
Talking about
is
me?
yeah. I was like, this guy, is he
Okay, go ahead.
saying that Bixby's like the key to unlocking this offense? Looking back on it, you might be right. Like, I think something like I don't think he got maybe one carry today. I think, which is a
He didn't
crime in
get any
itself
carries
as well.
today.
Oh, he didn't get any carries
I
today.
don't think he got one carry. He didn't get any carries today.
He didn't have any
But I
carries.
think
Saquon had all the carries out of the backfield
he had all the carries, which is a crime. I like he, just getting some
outside of
fresh
Jalen's
legs
for
in there to see like this to like show a different look. I think would be a good idea for the Eagles. Just trying something. Um,
I don't know if he's the key to unlocking their offense. I think the offense is what it is, but it's just a change of pace. That's all. Give
yeah, that's what I
Barkley
mean. Change of purse. Yeah,
just just give him a change of pace. Give the
yeah,
offense a change of pace. Give the defense a change of pace. And just see if he can carry you for a series. It's fine. Barkley's not gonna. Barkley's all for his teammates. He's a great teammate. He's not gonna mind sitting out. 2 or 3 plays in series.
yeah. And
If
it's
Tank Bigsby, if you give him the ball and he runs for 8 yards, don't take him right out and bring Barkley back in. Run him 2 or 3 more times before you take him
yeah.
out.
The Bears showed you that two running backs could like
Oh,
be super productive in the same game.
yep.
It can
Mm.
be
yeah.
done.
And you're starting to see that more around the league too. Like the Lions have obviously done it for a while, but a lot of teams are going to two backs, like not letting one guy do one drive and then having your RB2 run the next drive
Yeah.
and alternating it that way. So it
And
is
plus, you're
something that I'm surprised the Eagles haven't
saving
gone
Barkley.
to
You
it.
ran this guy
Yeah.
Yep.
in the hole last year. Save
Yeah,
him.
I was just about to say that. Absolutely. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's confusing.
I,
It doesn't make any
I
sense.
can't wait to like listen to even though he doesn't give us a ton, Sirianni's press conference. He doesn't say much, but this is the highest paid offense in football, and they're just super underachieving.
Did you watch the halftime after they came out of halftime and they interviewed Sirianni?
No, no. What did he say? I'm
He
sorry.
was getting asked questions, and basically he had no answer to what
Oh, really?
what the lady was asking. It was just amazing. Like he just didn't know what to basically the lady's like, hey, I'm sorry to report, I forgot her name. She was like, hey, what? How do you get the offense going? Basically, he didn't know. He didn't know what to say. He had no clue.
Mm.
No clue.
It's a shame. That's a darn shame. So AJ was right. We all have to give credit. He was right. I think we've been Team AJ for the most part anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. I know I have been. I may not agree with how he did it, but you know, if he felt that's the only way he was going to be heard, or things were going to change, then he was right in doing it.
yeah,
But for him to be frustrated, he had 1,000% every right to be frustrated with this offense and whoever's ahead of it. And listen, to Kobe, you mentioned it earlier, Jalen Hurts, he played horrible. Not just the fumble. The fumble was one thing. What was bad for me, he they were driving in our territory and he misses Devontae Smith on a slant, right? It was just a errant throw. Um, but they showed the replay. I think it was in the second half, or maybe it was halftime. They showed the replay,
Oh
and they
yeah.
showed Dallas Goedert streaking down the middle of the field.
mm,
No one was even looking at him. It was
mm,
a 30-yard easy touchdown.
mm.
He never even looked in that direction. He just locked in. Here's my number one read. That's who I'm throwing to,
I
and that
think
And
seems to
it's
be
not.
an issue with him.
Yeah, but it's not like we haven't seen him make those reads and make those plays. I really do think that 7, 8 times. I want to believe that 7, 8 times out of 10 he's making that play to Goddard. He's having the ability to see that. But yeah, like it's happened on occasions in the past when he's locked in on one guy and he's going to that first read and that's all he's going to. But I think it also comes down to him being in a rhythm. And I've always said like he's a rhythm quarterback, and when he gets 4 or 5, 6 passes going in a row, that's when we see the best Jalen Hurts. That's when he starts, sitting in the pocket and is going through his reads and is finding the right guys. And I just don't think he was able to do that today. And a large part of that is because of the lackluster offense that they play and how
Well, Kobe,
nothing
Kobe,
ever
we
works
mentioned this.
consistently.
We talked about this during the game. The best that the offense looks is when they're running no huddle. So when you know
Mhm.
what, just run no huddle all game long. Just
Yep.
run no huddle. You don't have to think about it. No one needs to think. It's just this is what we're doing. We're running this play. That's it. Jalen Hurts, to your point, Kobe, he gets into a rhythm. He looks better. The offense looks better. So do that more often.
that's a great point. So that last scoring drive that they had, they were basically playing tempo the whole time, and they
Mhm.
looked. Now, granted, the Bears were probably in some kind of prevent, but the Eagles look fluid. They look like they look like an NFL offense. So that's a real
Yeah,
good
and
point.
they ran it twice, right? They've ran it to perfection to score the first touchdown with AJ Brown.
Mhm.
We
Hmm.
get the turnover, and then my whole thing was, and Kobe, correct me if I'm wrong, I said it. You got to start running no huddle again, and they don't, and then they turn the ball over with the touchdown. Right? Just
Yeah,
if you score, if it works one time, maybe it's going to work again. Maybe. So let's try it again.
yeah.
Let's keep the Chicago defense on their heels. How
Well,
about that? No? Does
Eagles
that make too much sense? That
that
makes too
makes too
much
much
sense,
sense.
right?
The
Right.
Eagles make
Way too
every
much.
defensive coordinator look like a genius, like they're about to get a head coaching job.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
defensive
Yes, they do.
coordinator, they were ready to run Eberflus out of Dallas. Like they were, they couldn't stand him. He looked like a freaking genius against the Eagles. Chicago, their whole defense was predicated on turnovers, and they got turnovers today. I'll give them that. But even still, they were stopping like the running game. Like,
I don't listen. I don't.
Everyone stops our running game.
Yeah,
yeah,
not to
but that's
interrupt.
what I
Not to
mean.
interrupt,
That's what I
guys.
mean.
Yeah. Mhm.
Not to interrupt. But I don't know if you guys are watching the Sixers, but Kyle Lowry is in the game. Okay, we can start. We can talk about the Eagles. We can go back to the
Stop.
Eagles. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with this
Well,
Troy,
what
team.
else do you guys do
I'm
we
going to bed. I'm going to bed.
half the squad
F
is
these
hurt. Like,
teams. I don't
listen,
care. I don't care. I don't want to see Kyle Lowry. Give me the rookie. Give me the rookie point guard. Give me something different than a 40-year-old, 200-pound overweight point guard.
He's more than 200 pounds, dude.
I'm sorry, I said
He's
200
more
pounds
than
overweight. He's overweight by 200
okay.
pounds.
You're
I don't
an
need to see it.
ageist. You're an ageist.
Dude, listen, when it comes to basketball, like you have to know your limits. You have to know your limits. He shouldn't be on a basketball court. He should be on a basketball court. When I had a near steal, it was a certain steal that I would get 9 times out of 9. And one day I go for a steal and I'm dribbling, I get the steal and I'm dribbling up the court and I look down and I don't have the ball. The ball is being laid up at the other end because I actually missed the steal because I was too old and too slow. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. This game has passed me by. This game has passed me by.
You call the press
I'm
conference
hanging
right
them
after
up.
that.
Right after that, I'm hanging them the F up.
So would you
So,
like
Mhm.
Maxey to play all 48 minutes? Is that what it is?
No, I just give me the young guy. Give me the young point guard. Whatever his name is. I keep forgetting his name.
Hunter Salas.
Hunter Salas. Just put him in the game. Let me see him. But
Well, the
anyway,
Sixers
back to the
are up by
Eagles.
10 points, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll get
Whatever.
their 10th win of the night tonight to salvage this sour Friday.
Listen,
fill it
I'm
off
done talking
to
about
I
the
listen,
Eagles.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not that upset tonight that the Eagles lost because I'm fully expecting Kevin Iculo to be fired within the next 24 to 48 hours.
That ain't happening. That is not happening. Let me ask you
Kevin
guys this.
Iculo, yes.
Give me on a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you guys about losing the division to Dallas?
I don't care. I
On a scale
honestly
of
don't
1 to
care.
If you
10?
cared.
If I cared,
Right now I'm at a 6. I would
they're
say a
going to
6.
lose. They're going to
I'm
lose. I
around
don't know
Kobe's. I'm at about a
what's Dallas' schedule. They have Detroit. After that, who do they have?
Chargers.
Chargers and then who?
Then they end with like 3 easy teams: Commanders, Giants, and somebody else.
You got to
It's
figure
pretty.
out
It's
the way
pretty.
they're playing. They're going to be in every game that they play from here on out.
Listen, here's the thing. The way they're playing, they're better than the Eagles are, right? If
Right
if
now.
we hadn't if we had to play those guys 2 times, the way we have to play the Commanders, we're losing both of those games.
Oh,
We're lucky. We're lucky we played them the first game of the season and squeaked out a win against them. We're lucky.
Yeah.
But they're the better team. They're getting better at the right times. Their defense was horrible. It's not so horrible anymore. The offense is still their offense. They're honestly, they're outside of the Rams, they're probably playing the best football in the NFC.
So you can't give
I
me are you worried about them
no,
winning
like
the
I
division?
don't I wouldn't be surprised if they did win the division.
Troy, I can't live in this country if that happens.
Why?
I'm
I don't
surrounded by too
care.
many Cowboy fans. I can't
I,
do it.
it doesn't it doesn't matter to me because more importantly than Dallas winning the division, I need the Eagles to get their shit together. And the only way to do that, or the beginning way to do that, is to fire Patullo, then that's what you have to do right now. Do it now.
Fine.
He's not
I'm not-
going to be your offensive coordinator in
So you're
in training camp. He's
so
not.
you're if someone said the only way you get rid of Patullo is to lose the division to Dallas,
Done.
you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Even though he may not be the problem. I give him like 50% of the problem.
So he's
The
more
other
than 50% of the
25, I'll give
problem.
Jalen 25 and I'll give Sirianni 25.
Can I ask you a question? Is it feasible for anyone to think that the players have no confidence in the offense, which is the reason why they're playing poorly?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is it feasible, right? Like the offensive line could be like they're don't get me wrong, they're banged up, but maybe they don't have a lot of confidence in. Listen, early in the year when Patullo was hired and they interviewed Jalen Hurts did not give him some like big endorsement. he basically said, yeah, this is a big job for him. He's never done this before. Like, I don't really know how this is going to work out. He didn't seem happy at all that Petula was the offensive coordinator. So if he didn't have the confidence in the beginning, and they're consistently struggling every week, obviously he has no confidence in the offense. He could be losing confidence in himself because of that. The receivers could be losing. AJ could have lost confidence in Jalen Hurts. It's all a snowball effect, but it all starts with a rookie coordinator, in my opinion. This is what I think. They don't have confidence in him. So, like, why continue this?
All right, we're 40, almost 50 minutes in. Let's
All right.
get our final thoughts out here and call it a night. They already ruined my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think
My Thanksgiving
only they can't ruin my Thanksgiving.
So yeah.
But
Right,
yeah, that definitely one to flush, one to forget. I think, like I said before, one of the only silver linings is that AJ Brown got going a little bit, and maybe hopefully that's a sign of things to come for the rest of the season. But that running game, the running game just has to get going. Saquon, 13 carries for 56 yards. That's just not good enough for Saquon Barkley. And hopefully Tank Bigsby or Will Shipley start getting involved as well, just as a change of pace
at this
option.
point, I'll take Shipley at this point. Yeah.
Like you guys mentioned. But we'll definitely be back next week to preview the Eagles' next matchup and to talk more Sixers and Philadelphia sports, and maybe some more fantasy football as we're in the last week of our fantasy league at the moment before playoffs start. Big week, some big matchups to talk about there. But we'll definitely be back next week, guys, with more Philly content. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Let us know what you think.
One more thing. Kyle Lowry just hurt Andre Drummond. They're about to cart him off the floor.
I wouldn't say he hurt. I'm watching the game.
He hurt him. What happened? He got into his way.
He didn't do it. He got in his way.
Okay. All right.
They're going to replay it right now.
Just get him off
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of. What's he supposed to do?
What is he on the floor for? He's just out there to hurt us, man. Anyway, Colby, I'm sorry to interrupt your send off.
That's all right, Dad.
I'm sorry.
Guys, we hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure you tune in next week for our Eagles preview. Until then, peace out. Enjoy the weekend.
Enjoy the weekend, guys.